Blog Talk Radio.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome again for another Wednesday with loveandnaturalme.info. And as always, we would like to thank Cheryl Smith for the opportunity to share our ideas with her audience and more. So thank you, Cheryl Smith. Tonight you will be hearing from me, Yvette, and Amiee. Amiee, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. So we have quite a few things today. We're going to hear from Liza Ellen really quick, well, not quick because it depends upon what she has to say. In regards to the event that just took place last weekend, the Natural Hair Parade. And she was there, she sang, she had her daughter there, other children were there. She also sang a new song there that we will hear a little later. However, she's here today to share a little review and her thoughts on the 2012 Naturally ISIS, or Natural Hair Parade and Festival. This is actually the second one. So I won't go into all the details. I will let Liza Ellen do that. And then after that, we have some ideas from Amiee and anyone else who'd like to call in, because this is a live show, on last night's speaking by Michelle Obama, as well as our Enlightenment outline. And also, we will be talking a little bit about green coffee. If you follow me or are a friend of mine on Facebook, you know that I'm always talking about this green coffee, this wheatgrass coffee. It's not organic gold, it's not Ganoderma, and you will not make money. Every cup you drink is not an MLM. It is about health. It is a green coffee. It's called BioCoffee, and we will have a rep from a Food for Life Supreme BioCoffee here to talk to us more about it, and some other highlights. So I'll check to see if Liza Ellen is here. And no, don't let me get ahead of myself. Amiee, did you have anything you wanted to brief anybody about?
Yes. Also, look forward to Natural Minis. We spoke last week about children returning to school, and it's a very exciting time for them as well as the parents. And later on this evening, there will be some news postings of natural hairstyles that can be done for the children that they will enjoy, as well as will be something that you, as parents, or we as parents, can enjoy doing.
Okay, great. All right, let's see. It looks like she is here now. Let me see if I can let her in. Liza?
Yeah.
Yes, we're here. It is me and Amiee opening the floor up to you.
Hey, Liza.
To talk about these.
Hey, Amiee. Hey, Yvette.
So I didn't go. I wanted to go, hint, hint.
Shame on you. Shame
I'm
on
hinting
you.
to somebody. However, everybody would love to know the highlights, how it went, your thoughts on it, everything.
Okay. Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Yvette. I love everything you do. It's always about health and wellness, so I really appreciate you, and I follow you, so you know that. But regarding the Natural Hair Festival and Parade, I really was blessed by the whole thing. I had my niece and my nephew with me, and they are both toddlers. They're 2 and 3. So you can imagine the work that I did besides just enjoying the festival. So I actually had to reflect on the festival and remember how awesome it was. I was telling my friend yesterday that, it really, it's new, it's different, it's innovative. If any of you have seen Isis, or if you, if you're friends with her on Facebook, if you've seen any of her work, she works with Erykah Badu. She does a lot of her hairstyles. She's really, bold and big. She's a real bright light when she comes into the scene. And just being in that space and being able to see the kind of person that will put this on and make it happen really blessed me to kind of let my light shine on an unusual level. There's that quote where they say our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, it's actually that we are powerful beyond measure. It kind of reminded me of that, and that, just the whole theme of the day was to accept yourself, to love yourself, love your history, oppose anything that stops you from loving yourself and loving your history as well. So I really just enjoyed everything that it was about. I mean, from the vendors there with the vegan foods and the hair products. I think Walgreens was there. They were a sponsor, so was the city of Dallas. But everybody was focused on being in tune with yourself and being healthy and happy with who you are. Of course, the Grandmaster Erykah Badu was there. And first of all, she's way funnier than I ever expected her to be. She was the host. And, I mean, she had us cracking up. And I've been to other concerts, but, you know, like, I expect her to be really on some deep stuff, you know, educating us and, you know, like, really coming at us from a real cranial place, because I always got to kind of think and frown and, like, pay attention. I can't just I can't just watch her and just kind of float by. I got to really dig in. But, girl, she had us cracking up. She had a lot of knowledge. Apparently, her and Isis have been working together for a long time, from back when she was a kid. And, well, not a kid, but a teenager. And she told us stories about that. They honored Irma P. Hall. They also honored Erykah Badu as the Empress of Swag, which I think is absolutely appropriate. They honored a few other people, but more than anything, I was just really blessed by all the people coming together just to celebrate who we are. You know, I know we like to party, but the point was to just, you know, wear your hair. And even Isis on her video, she said, if you have perms, if you have precious, come out. We're not about being anti-straight hair. We are about loving ourselves. And she even talked about people, how they ask you, is that your hair when you have a weave? Because, girl, her fro was all over her shoulders. Do you hear me? It was huge. And she's known for the huge fro. And someone asked her that day, you know, is that your hair? And she says, Don't ask that question. Just say it's beautiful, because we come from a history of adornment where we adorn our hair. In ancient Egypt, she said, we were wearing wigs on top of our natural hair. We were already, you know, adorning ourselves from head to toe. So when we add hair, press hair, you know, do whatever we do, just enjoy the fact that this is a part of our natural culture, the braids, the locks, the, you know, all of the above. So I was really just excited to be in that space and to hear them talking about their history, to hear more about, you know, kind of Dallas cultural history, because Isis, Erykah Badu, Irma P. Hall, and many of Isis's children and their father, they are, you know, pillars in the community here. And being from California, I'm not really aware of everything that's happening here and how things got started, you know, what kind of atmosphere created at Erykah Badu to begin with. You know, and I'm getting more familiarized with what's going on out here. So I was really impressed. I was happy. I was excited. My baby was out there having a good time. She got to see other people who look like her, whose hair was like hers. She got her little compliments. People wanted to take pictures. It was really good for her beauty esteem. And overall, I hope that this happens every year, because I definitely love the idea and the ability to celebrate us. I remember I was telling you, Yvette, at the last event, the Texture Revolution, last weekend, with Naturally Divine, who owns a totally natural hair care store, and I think she's in Dallas. It felt good to be able to take off those years of submission, so to speak. You know, like our grandmothers and my great-grandmothers, and, you know, they wore wigs and perms like it was their natural state. Girl, if I could show you some of the pictures of my family from Texas, okay, with everybody, girl, 14 brothers and sisters, all the girls with shiny wigs on. Do you hear me? Shining, twinkling, and glistening wigs on. And that was just what they did, you know. That was how they lived. They couldn't wear their hair. It wasn't just a matter of adornment. It was really like they were not allowed to wear their hair out. And to think that we've come from all of that to a place where we have websites about it, talk shows about it, whole cultures and movements about it, it was just really liberating. You know, I felt like I could forgive all those centuries of oppression, you know, and of beauty subjugation. I felt like I could just let all that go because we were over it. We're so over that. We're so fine. You know, we're so gorgeous. So it was really a blessing to be there and to be able to, you know, be in that space and to witness so many people just celebrating themselves. I was touched, definitely.
Yes, ma'am. Now you, thank you for all of that because really it was as if we were there. Did you feel that, Amiee?
Yes, it was very inspiring. I was enjoying it. I thank you for all the life and energy that you put into expressing that because that's what really brought it to life.
Yeah. Oh, well, hey, that's how I felt. That's how I felt.
Ma'am.
Thank you.
I can hear that. Now I know you sang. I don't know if you just sang the song that I'm speaking of. If you actually sang more songs, because if anyone doesn't know, this is Liza Ellen, the songbird. She can sing. She can sing. I had to say that.
Thank
However,
you. I won't say it about myself.
You sure won't. But I always share with Liza, if I could sing like Liza, I wouldn't talk. I would just sing. I would just, So the song that I'm going to play in just a few moments, that song, was that a song that was put together for the event, or how did the song come about? And kind of introduce the. How about this? How about you introduce the song and I play it, and then we talk, briefly about it.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys, the song is called Perfectly. It's for the kids. It's for our kids, and it's for the kids and us. Hope you like it. Enjoy.
Okay, that was really quick. Hold on now.
And enjoy the life that comes through the song right now.
And what's the name of it?
Perfectly.
Okay, you said that too fast.
Perfectly right now.
Okay.
Okay, I can only freestyle for so long.
Okay, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, but real quick, Liza, can you share with us what is being said in the part when the girls are singing with you? Just in case anyone couldn't hear.
Oh yeah, it's all me, my nose, my eyes, my lips, my skin, my smile, my hair. I know I was made perfectly.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the hook, and it's basically a repeat of the same lyrics. And it's all about just knowing that you were made the way that you're made for a reason, and that, you know, there were no mistakes that took part in your creation, your life, the way you look, you know, the way you feel. Now, we all seek to better ourselves in every way. I don't know any woman who's not thinking of ways that she could be more fine. But ultimately, you know, the idea is to know that you weren't, you were made perfectly. There was no mistakes. Now, if you want to change something, that's between you and God. You know, I'm not judging anybody for the current beauty climate, because it's hard out here in America, where beauty is almost more important for women. You could say that it's more important than intelligence. For men, you know, it can open a lot of doors and close a lot of doors. So I don't judge people who don't feel like they can handle the pressure. When I went to Africa, my whole, the self-consciousness that you just walk around with all the mirrors everywhere, the images in the magazines looking back at you when you leave the grocery store, the billboards when you're driving down the street, the commercial on the TV, it makes you really, really self-conscious. And while I was out there, I forgot all about that. Like I didn't look at myself as often. I didn't primp and prep myself as much. I was very happy with life as opposed to how I looked. You know, like my focus was more on enjoying the life that I was in rather than the way that I looked. So the song is just about kind of bringing everybody back to that point, that you're beautiful and you're perfect the way you are, and you shouldn't aspire to look like someone else, but be your best self, you know. And as you know, the healthier you are, the more beautiful you are. It's just a fact.
Right.
And that's how you should get to that.
I'm so glad you said that. That is something that I've been sharing with a lot of people. It's not just your hair. You cannot get your hair to the state you want it to be, or your skin, with just coming from the outside. It's got to come from the inside, and it's the mind as well. So absolutely. I just want to say today when I saw a picture today that said people, when they get up in the morning, they don't check the news anymore. They check their Facebook. And I had to laugh because it's true. Anyway, so when I opened up my Facebook and I saw that there was a little video that was made for the event, To Your Song, which was done by LaDonna, by the way, and it was very, very good. And I'll say this: I think the rest of my family was discussing something before the children were going to be brought to school, and I was over here watching it and listening, and I was crying, and
oh my God,
the children turned around and they said, "What's happening to your eyes?" And I said, "I'm crying, but it's not sad crying. It's more so I have this habit of, not a habit, because I'll say it's actually a gift, of being able to, feel for people. And as fun and happy as the song and the clips from the event looked, at the same time it made me think about, through school, friends that I've had and friends that I didn't know because they weren't in my clique, but they were in my classroom, that used to be made fun of for how they looked. Yeah. Maybe it was their hair, maybe it was their clothes. I never was that person, but I did see it, and I did have friends I would have to console that would go through it. I mean, I had one friend in school, in elementary school, whose hair was very thick, and her mother would send her to school in a very large, shaped and shiny afro. Yeah. And you could tell she wasn't uncomfortable, and the boys would throw things in it. So I did not have to experience that, but I did know her to where it was very devastating for her.
Yes, very much so.
This song made me think about that And all the other people that have had to experience kind of putting themselves down because they they just accept what has always been said and then grow this self-hatred for themselves. So it was very very moving, and I'm glad you did it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm also glad to see more and more people jumping aboard, especially women, because if they have children, then there's hope that this will be instilled in them, and they will not have to grow up feeling insecure about the way that they look. So I thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate your honesty about, what you went through when you heard the song. What's funny is that my daughter and I majored in Africana Studies in college, and I'm very beautifully black, and, I get it for myself. And I don't I expected my child to feel the way that I felt, about our beauty. But even with a mother who is as aware as I am, we still had problems with her about her skin tone, for instance.
Right.
My daughter is brown, just like me. And although she'll tell you, I love the brown, it's beautiful, but I wish I was different. And the reason that she wished she was different is because of her friends at school. Mind you, I sent her to a school full of kids of all races. But her best friend at the time was white, blue eyes, and blonde hair. And she really struggled with the way that she looked because of the way that her friend looked. And I really, I sat down and I said, how can I convey this to my child that, first of all, she's gorgeous. Second of all, you were not supposed to look like that. And her friend is gorgeous as well, but your gorgeous is yours. And it's for you to love and to cherish and to, appreciate and to promote. I'm going to just go ahead and say it, promote yourself, And it took a while for me to really kind of understand it. But when I was writing the song, I told myself that I was writing it to black women, actually, and to the problems that we go through. But as I was writing it, I really wanted to write it to my daughter instead. And I really, went back and forth about whether or not to write a song about how I made a choice and it was about me, because the natural hair movement or, even style, it's all about self-acceptance, self-love, and health. It's not about, the hair is just the outward expression of us deciding that it's time to love ourselves, take care of ourselves as we are. So, I love the hair, and it's great, but that's the tip of the iceberg. So it's like with this situation, I wanted to write to my daughter to let her know that she was perfect, that, you can wear your hair, you can wear your skin, and I'm not, even if she changes the color or the texture, because she wants some flaming pink hair so bad, I don't know what to do about it. She wants some blue hair, some green hair, some pink hair. She's a little punk rocker, I guess. I'm still learning her. But it's still, she's a very creative and expressive person, so I don't knock it. But love what you have and don't doubt it. So, like, now I hear her walking around the house singing the hook, it's all me, and my heart flutters because I realize that God gave me a song that people can catch easily and that will affirm them, And God gave us the ability to use words to create things. So even if you don't believe it, or even if you have a child who doesn't believe it, they can still say those words over and over again. They can still sing that song, and it will
affirmations.
Exactly. So I thank you for playing it. I really appreciate it, and it's a free download if anyone's interested. It's at LizaEllen.com. It's a free download for now. But the whole point is just, we in this. We got it. I think we got this. We're great moms. We're healthy. We're pushing forward, and I just think that we definitely have a lot of good things going on. And Yvette, you're definitely a part of that here in Dallas. I really appreciate your presence and your work connecting all of us artists, healers, entrepreneurs, moms, etc. together. Like, I really do appreciate that about you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we need to have you come back and speak more on these ideas, because it's definitely
no problem.
a fit for loveandnaturalme.info. We as much as Amiee and I love hair and we love our curls, we know that it's more than that, and sometimes you have to have different things to reach different people to kind of prick them long enough to listen to everything else that we have to share, while we're on air. So,
I hear you.
But you got to come back sometime.
I will, most definitely.
Okay, have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and thank you very much for stopping by.
Oh, thank you for having me. Talk to you later, Amiee.
Yes, thank you, Liza.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Okay, well, that was very refreshing.
Absolutely, I enjoyed that thoroughly, and it's wonderful to hear a sister speak that way about life, her life view, and developing children that will have a different mindset than what has been in the past. Because as we continue to teach our children in that way, they're our future. So if they have a different pattern of thinking that's more on a more positive level, then that's going to be a great assistance in developing a place where everyone can live in positivity.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Can you imagine? I know you can. The type of future or world or existence it would be once that has repeated enough times to where that's all that there is.
Absolutely.
Great. Mm-hmm.
That's total peace. Total peace. And for many in the world, they may think that that's not possible. However, it's all about how we think, and what we do. So if we think in a way of wanting peace and produce that, then as time, continually magnified, that's what it will be.
Mm-hmm.
Just like negativity has, increased. If you look back in history, there's always been some type of, based on the history that we've seen, there's always been some type of negativity in the way that someone's being murdered, someone is lying, someone is cheating, stealing, something that affect, however,
some type of scandal.
Right. However, how it relates to now, it's increased tremendously. And, whereas before in some parts of history, you can walk out your front door and leave your front door unlocked and leave your vehicle unlocked and don't, not expect anyone to take it, because for the most part, most people want to live a clean life. However, nowadays, you're crazy if you leave your car unlocked. You're crazy if your door is unlocked. You can expect that something's going to take place with you in a way that's going to you. So, it's definitely a time for. So it's very wonderful to see when that are participating in producing a change.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I know something huge happened last night. I didn't get a chance to watch it. However, I know you and I were speaking about it earlier, and I was like, oh, yeah, you've got to talk about that today, because it's such a fit as far as what came to you or what came to mind, and I'm sure many others' mind when Michelle Obama spoke.
Yes. That was a wonderful, I was very busy yesterday, and I wanted to catch the whole DNC, or the Democratic National Convention, and I missed quite a bit. So I missed Julian Castro's speech. I caught some of that this morning on CNN. However, I was able to catch, the very beginning of Michelle Obama when she first came on, and I was so happy I got to see it because her speech was so enlightening. It was so real. You can feel the energy that she was pushing to show the people that, really, my husband is really working hard to help you all. This is not for him to, glorify himself. This is not for him to just be someone that you all bow to and take orders from. He's actually looking to cause everyone to be equal in the way of being happy, in the way of having things in life that they should have, in the way of being healthy. So, and to hear their story, about where their upbringing has come from and how they worked hard. They're hard workers. They're not someone that just was given a silver spoon and just expect everything to come to them. They actually work for what they have. And to hear Obama be so humble, not only in, as a presentation to the world, however, to really be that way with his family, you can see it. You can see it in the children. You can see how much they love their father. You can see it in her, how much she loves her husband. And to be able to see a woman presented in that way, I'm not sure what type of hair that, I'm not sure if she has a natural press or if there's actually a perm. However, that's not even the point, because just the, like I think Liza expressed before, or I think it was you, I'm not sure. However, the idea is that it's so much more to it than just your hair. So even though she did look really good, I would say, however, yes, it's so much more. You have to see if this is the type of caliber of woman that is with Obama, and the way that she spoke and delivered that type of message so clear and concise in that way, then who's her husband? You have to see that her husband has to be more than what it appears to be, than more than what the Republicans are trying to say, that he's not doing this and the country is less than what it was before and he hasn't done his part. However, it has to be more than that for him to even be with someone or have someone with him in that way that's backing him, because she's had her career as well. She's, for I understand, she went to law school as well. So, it's she's not a dummy per se, or someone who's just following her man. She actually has a backbone, so she's not going to just back anyone. So it was very enlightening to see her take the stage that way, and be a light for others. And even her speaking on being a mother, that's her priority. It's not about money. It's not about, even though they're millionaires, it's not about the money, because they weren't always millionaires. They had to work for that. It's about her family. It's about her children having a future that is going to be good for them. It's about producing something for humanity, for the whole, not just, a few people or 1% that live well and everybody else is struggling. So,
Amy, how would you say, do you know yet, how she was received?
She was received.
From what was said?
Yes, well, first of all, I would have to say, because I know some of what she shared brought tears to my eyes because of how she expressed about Obama and how godly he is in the way that he handles people. That was very touching to me, as well as, how she views her husband. That's a very powerful thing. You don't see that every day in the world, how, someone married for so long and really still cherishes and values their mate. That's not something so common these days. It's a lot of divorce. So that was very touching. And then to see the amount of humility and willingness to serve others, to cause everything to go smooth for everyone, put that type of dedication, that type of work. Everybody, I won't say everyone, however, most people that want something in life, they have to work at it. And I know just, the normal everyday person, like you and I, we get up every day, we go to work, we do what we have to do. However, maybe sounds really tiresome. However, their responsibilities are much greater. Our responsibilities are our home and our families, our personal families. Their responsibility is the country, and not just the country, but just the global aspect of how everything relates. And, I'm quite sure they're missing a lot of sleep. If you notice Obama's hair when he first President Obama's hair when he first took office, it was black. His hair has gray since then. So he's doing something. It's not where he just sitting back chilling. Oh, I'm in the White House. I'm just having fun, drinking a beer. That's not what he's doing. He's working. So, to see that take place, it has to be respected. And I know as watching I know for myself how I, received it, as well as watching the ones that were there. And many of them were also teary-eyed. Many of them stood up because that type of delivery and what was expressed, it took a certain amount of respect. You had to respect what she shared. And I know I watched CNN this morning, and then I think Soledad O'Brien on CNN, she does the morning show from 7 to 9, and she had quite a few people that were speaking about the convention that took place last night and the views and how they saw it. And there were a couple of Republicans, of course, that were interviewed, and of course they're going to, was asked, well, how did they see the speech that Michelle Obama gave, and they had to tell the truth. They had to say the truth. They had to say, look, her delivery was excellent. They still try to bring in Ann Romney, of course, and say, okay, well, they're both great. However, they had to give it to her as far as how she expressed it, as well as what she expressed, because it was thorough. It was very thorough and well delivered. So overall, everyone that has said anything, I think, with the exception of, which is really sad, with the exception of maybe one woman, which is also a black woman, which even made it sadder, or more sad, I should say. She tried to attack the idea as far as Michelle stating that she's a mother-in-chief, and she went on to say that, the career that she was a career woman, so how could she speak about being a mother-in-chief? And that's all of a sudden type of thing. However, she was quickly corrected. Michelle has always supported the idea of being a mother and supported other mothers. And
she was able to respond.
Not Michelle Obama. It was another representative for the Democratic Party. She responded in light of that. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So she basically corrected that idea. That's what you think. However, that's not accurate because that's just something to pose an argument or go against what was done. However, she's always been for the children, even so much so with her different campaigns, with the one she has with Beyonce. I think it's Stay Moving or Get Moving. That's what it's called.
Right.
Get Moving. So it's she's very much involved, and I think she's one of the most involved first ladies that I've seen.
Well, I was wondering if that was me because, and I'm being transparent. I usually, don't really get really into what's going on as far as politically, but it seems like now with Obama, I was thinking it was just me because I'm more interested in what's going on now that she is involved as far as, you see her, being with the youth and different things, speaking about health, all of that. I don't recall any other first lady doing that, but then again, I didn't know if I could say that being that I didn't really pay attention to what was going on before it was Barack and Michelle Obama.
Well, the duty of the first lady, from what I've gathered, is that she still has to represent her husband in the way of being the president, so she still has to do something to contribute to the country. And there have been others before that have had different programs. I know Nancy Reagan, what I recall with her, she had a Don't Do Drugs type of campaign when in the 80s. And I don't recall Barbara Bush doing much. It's not clicking to me what she did. I know she did something, but I didn't recall seeing.
So this is something that goes along with it. So they can choose what it is that they, the things that they did do, things that they did lead, they chose those things.
Right.
It seems as though Michelle Obama, the things that she has chosen to bring to the public or bring to the people is, to me, I see it meeting everyone. You know, health really meets everyone. And when you see all those videos on YouTube, video after video of her going to schools and actually not just speaking, she's actually moving with them.
Right.
And then, I just noticed a lot of people had things to say about that, like on the negative side. But to me, I was like, wow, I don't recall anyone else doing something like this, any other first lady.
No, none of them before. And even I'll have to say Hillary Clinton was very active as well, however, in a more political manner, because she's they both have their law degree, however, she's more of a political person. So she, really backed Bill Clinton quite a bit in his administration. However, not so much in the way of like where she was dealing with people the way that Michelle is. You can see the humility that's there because she just goes and she talks to people and she deals with everyone. She works with everyone. So that's a sign to show us where she's coming from, what mindset she's coming from, and being with Barack Obama. You have to see, it has to be acknowledged that is the case. He's not just out for glory. And one of the key things that was presented about the Democratic National Convention and how, it was an extreme as far as what was expressed with the Republican convention. And they were very much so about self. All they spoke about was them becoming, Mitt Romney spoke about being the president, and everyone before him spoke about what they had to offer as far as him being the president. So it really didn't show what they really want to do for the people. And he's already had a situation with showing humility. He's been labeled as being a cold person, and that should be a sign for anyone. That if he's a cold person and he's a businessman, how is he going to really relate to people? Because he's been given a service when he's born instantly. And he is still rich, of course, and even with him, you can see it in his business ventures that he's not a humanitarian or a philanthropist in that way, where, he's really out for the people. We have some that are millionaires, but they still contribute quite a bit to the community. And he's not be known as one of those people, even so much so where it would affect the business, where he would still profit from it. He's even outsources all his jobs. So, he's one of the main ones that's outsourced. So he's really hypocritical for saying that he's going to bring jobs to the country when he had the opportunity to do so even outside of the presidency to contribute to the country. And yes. So he's one of the ones who caused the job rate to go down. Not so much as a president, however, as a business person. Because this is not just all on the president. This is a venture that should take place from everyone. We as people, we can assist in the motion of producing more jobs by first, thinking of how can we help. Don't just throw it on the president and blame the president for not having a job. You can think. We can think. So if you can come up with ways to make, jobs, if you have a business of your own, how to grow it and how to get other people involved. It's about the whole. So, and that's what Obama is reflecting in the campaign, and you can see it in the ones that are, we can see it in the ones that are backing Obama, that they are for the same thing.
You there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, how do you see how what you saw from Michelle Obama's speech, how it relates to Love and Natural Me, or what we've been speaking about lately as far as the enlightenment, opening the doorway to the enlightenment.
Yes, it relates tremendously, because on the road to enlightenment, we are. It has to be a change. The enlightenment that takes place is producing change. So in this time, it's such a historical event, and it's really predestinate because no one expected a black president. No one. It was always, if you look back on, like, in the 80s and 90s, and it was always humor about black president, and how it would be if a black man stepped into the office. And it was actually, it was very funny how it was expressed. However, that was always a joke, because in this world, it's like, what, a black man being president? Yeah, right. Ha ha ha. That's funny, because it's always seen that it's a difference. It's not equal on all levels as far as what people receive and the benefits that's afforded to everyone. And to see it take place, I know in my lifetime, I never expected to see a black president. So to actually see it happen, it was like, wow, this is amazing.
There wasn't one before. There wasn't one before your lifetime. This is truly history.
And, they always used to say that the first black president was Bill Clinton.
Right.
That was always a joke as well. That's the closest man we're going to get to black president. However, it's definitely an enlightenment, and we can see the transitions. Anyone that is paying attention, is paying attention to the changes that are taking place that are leading to this point. When we had when Bill Clinton was in office, that was one of the best times. And I can recall that. I was pretty young still. However, I can recall the price of gas. The price of gas was no more than maybe $1.10. It was
right.
really cheap.
I recall that too. Mm-hmm.
And that was premium gas, not the cheap gas, the regular gas. That was premium gas. It was that way. And I remember wanting to get my driver's license and thinking, ooh, and then all I had to do was put a little gas in the car and go. And really, gas was not even an issue. You never really thought about gas in a way that that's another bill. You just thought you put gas in the car. And to see the big transition from, so many jobs available. I know at that time, during the time of Bill Clinton presidency, I experienced quite a bit of, where a lot of jobs were available, and no one was really struggling like that. I saw some people struggling, however, because of their own doing, not because that it wasn't anything available to the people. And healthcare had it wasn't as equal as what Obama was presenting as far as the healthcare. However, it still was a lot better, and the overall economy was good. And that's what Bill Clinton's track record is being utilized tonight, for I understand, for the convention to show what that the president Clinton is going to be working with Obama to assist with that, to take it to the next level, so we can have a better economy as a country. And that's just one start or beginning to what it can be. And to see how someone who's out for self, such as President Bush was, he forced his way into office. He wasn't even elected by the whole. He was forced into office. That was some type of, so-called, terms and agreements that no one thought about that they utilized to put him into office, because actually Al Gore won the presidency. However, to see the transition, to such a negative place, we see gas going up to $3, almost $4 a gallon in, a matter of years. And then having moments where we may not even have gas. I know at one point I was driving, and I needed gas in my car, and then there was an announcement made over the radio that hurry up and go get gas before 6 p.m. because there may not be any gas. That's how much the gas was being taken over and, being taken from the people. Something that's a natural resource from the planet is now being controlled by people that just want money for themselves and want everything for themselves and not caring about others. And then so much so the war was created or made to produce the wants of the ones that were in power. So now we have people that's dying, losing their lives for pretty much nothing because of something that they wanted. Fake terrorist act. So it's just, we could see the extremes and how their thinking is for self, and then we see someone that's really for the whole, and, the different changes that are being made to produce the change. And I must say Barack Obama has done quite a bit. There's been the health care plan. A lot of people say they're not in harmony with it or in agreement with it. However, it makes everything equal. So where one person, may have cancer and survive it because they have health insurance, because they have the money to pay for it, and then another person who has the same type of cancer and, there's doctors available, there's a treatment available, but they can't get it because they don't have the health care. They don't have the money to provide health care for themselves to even, correct it. They could live longer, but now they can't because they don't have money to do so. So it's you can see the extremes in how a person is seeking self, versus a person is seeking to assist the whole, looking to reach enlightenment for everyone to be happy and allowing everyone to make a choice in life, And even with Mitt Romney, and the Republicans, their whole thing is pretty much no to everything. I know I did see bits and pieces of Julian Castro's speech, and, he basically broke it down that everything that everyone's asking for as far as the country is concerned is no. Women who have, and I'm sure that everyone has heard this in the recent, not even before this convention or the Republican convention, that they want to cancel out abortion, even for those who may have suffered a tragic scene such as a rape or incest, and become pregnant as a result of that. They want to cancel that out. Now, as a woman, if any woman that's been pregnant, they know the amount of energy that it takes to carry a child, and you feel the connection to the child, and you feel, the energy from the child. You feel all those things. And it takes you as a mother to stay positive and be happy about the pregnancy in order for everything to go smooth or smoother. And for a woman that doesn't want to be pregnant because of something so tragic happening to her and having a situation that that causes her to have to be forced to live with it forever is so evil. However, these are the same people that are attacking Obama and saying that he's only, he keeps saying government. However, it's really he needs to speak about God. However, what's godly about that? What's godly about taking someone and making them suffer and be miserable with something that they didn't produce? So it's really interesting to see the extremes, and I see that Obama can really assist, and he's only had 4 years to correct all the crazy, idiotic decisions that the Bush administration made for the country. He did, Bush did that in 8 years' time. Obama's only had 4 years in office so far. However, in office, he's gotten something that Bush could not do. He's been on Osama bin Laden, saying it wrong. And, Bush, according to him, he could never catch him. However, Obama did. So that says a testament to him and the willingness that he has to make something happen. He gets it done. And to have that type of life, to have that type of thinking pattern, going to enlighten, going to others and teach others the way of how to bring humanity back into the country in the way that we think about things and see things and allow freedom and equality for everyone, that is definitely on the path to enlightenment. And there's definitely a universal change out there that is, if you're picking up, I think we spoke about it previously in the last few the last few meetings we've had together so far, radio shows we've had together so far, and actually opening the doorway to enlightenment through natural living. We actually went through the process or steps of how to reach enlightenment. And the first part is we have to first be aiming higher. We have to aim higher in the way that we think. So, we get thoughts that come to us that are on a universal level that will allow us to tap into what needs to happen, what needs to change about what's taking place now, what can we do to assist and causing things to change. And I think how Liza expressed herself is one example of how someone that's tapping into the universal change and thinking on things in a way that's going to produce that to happen and how they can assist, what their part is in doing that. That's if everyone did that, then it would make things go a lot faster in making things better. And Obama being ahead of the leading nation in the world, and someone like that stepping into office, that would definitely, or he's already in office. However, someone continuing on in office and bringing the changes that are needed for everyone to be successful, everyone to be happy, everyone to make the choices that really they're God-given, then that in itself will produce enlightenment and cause everything to change in a developmental pace, because everything happens in levels. It doesn't happen all at one time. So it takes work and it takes dedication to it. And I see that Obama, is definitely dedicated to the process of making things right for everyone, not just himself and his personal family, however, for everyone, so that when his girls grow up, then they will have a world that they can participate in that is going to be positive, not where they have to be concerned about, being hurt or having to watch their back every 5 minutes because there's predators out there ready to hurt you, and losing their life or losing their health because they don't have the money to pay for it. So it's a very the whole convention was very enlightening to see, and I'm looking forward. And I think it's currently ongoing at this time. I think it started at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And for understand, Bill Clinton will be speaking this evening, so I'm looking forward to hearing the plan that will be established for the Democratic Party in reference to building the economy, because that's one of the major things that the Republicans are attacking in reference to Obama being president, and how the jobs have dropped since he's been in office, and how the economy is still somewhat failing or not as strong as it should be. However, like I shared, we have to remember where it was at with Bill Clinton, the record that he's made, and causing the economy to be stupendous, and what the record that Bush has made and making it horrific, and what Obama has to do to clear it back up. It's quite a bit. And another thing that keeps being overlooked about Obama is that he actually did save the economy. Everyone seems to be neglecting that fact because they want to deal with politics and what they want. However, Obama has saved the economy because it was actually like a few percentages off, a few points off from actually just going back into the Depression. And he stopped that, by saving saving GM, saving the motor industry. That has produced quite a bit of jobs for the people. Detroit was almost, going to be like pretty much financially distraught. And, with the recovery of the automobile industry, that has produced quite a bit of jobs for the city again and for America as a whole. And GM is now number one again as far as the automobile industry. And they're paying that money back. So they're very thankful. I saw, I think the head of that industry stepped out and had to give, Obama the thanks because there's no telling how Bush would have handled it. He may have just let it fall. So it's been quite a bit that Obama has completed as far as in the way of projects that he's promised to the American people and producing a better place for us all. And another note that someone attacked the idea of him being more global and more than patriotic, sort of thing. I would thought that was very interesting for that person to make that comment. I'm not recalling who she was. I think she was on the Tea Party, and she made comment that he doesn't love his country as much as Mitt Romney because he's more global, and that really makes absolutely no sense at all. Because someone that's global, if you're global, that means you love all humanity. You're not prejudiced against who you're going to help and who you're not going to help. So and because this country is a melting pot, it's been labeled as a melting pot since the 70s. This place has so many different types of people. It can't be a president that's going to be prejudiced or, only concerned about who they consider Americans. It has to be someone that's assisting all. They're looking to help everyone. Because it's a place or a land, it's supposed to be a land of freedom. A land for everyone to come and participate and get a better life for themselves, versus just being stuck as, if your family has been generations of being poor, then that's just what you're born into. You're just poor. However, this is supposed to be the land or the place that people come to and make a better life for themselves. That's the whole idea behind this country. At least it's supposed to be. So we, as a whole, we have to look at the universal change that needs to take place. We can't accept that, it's bad right now. It's this, it's that, the economy is low. It's getting worse and worse. However, what are you doing about it? What are you going to do to assist? It's not just on one person. What are you going to do to make things better? So it's something that if you're saying that it's not good out here, things are worse, then what are you doing about it? You're just sitting back complaining, it's bad out here. I need a better job. Well, what are you doing to produce a job for yourself? What are you doing to produce a job for other people if you have the ability to do so? Are you just keeping all the money to yourself? Or can you provide a job for someone that pays $10 an hour and help them get off their feet? So it's so much more that can be done. And if people stop pointing fingers and look at their own self, then we can do so much more to help produce a better change for not just this country, however, the whole planet. Right. And we're all connected, so it's not just on, it's just America and that's it. No, because guess what? We all breathe the same air. We all see the same sun. We see it at different times of day, but it's the same sun. So we have to really see the reality of it all and see what it is we need to do, period, for the future of this planet, not just for the country, but for the future of the planet as a whole. And that's what's producing the enlightenment, by changing our thinking patterns and seeing the ways of old and actually step into the newness of what needs to happen and be a part of it and think outside the box. And I actually have a post on Love and Natural Me Now in reference to the idea of President Obama and his campaign and what is being brought from his campaign as of what we know now. Of course, President Bill Clinton will be speaking, or former President Bill Clinton will be speaking tonight, to bring forth more more information for us. So I recommend everyone tune in and actually see that and make a wise decision. It's not a personal thing. It's not about black or white. It's about what needs to happen for us as a people. It's not about being Republican or Democrat. It's use some real thinking. If you see a person saying that they're going to cut out your right to abort a pregnancy that's going to affect your health and let you die and while the baby lives or whatnot, how the baby still may not even have a better life because you're gone now, those type of things have to be considered. You're a woman, you're a woman first, not a Republican. So it's just a matter of using basic thinking skills, common sense, and making the right decisions.
Well, I think that anyone that has not been paying attention or following along, that you've definitely pricked the interest for them to do so. And I know we didn't mention it earlier, but you can call in at 646-200-0459 if you have something you'd like to share on the topic, even if it's on anything that we've passed that we may no longer be speaking about. We welcome the comments or the questions still. So later on, before we close, we'll do a highlight on where we are in our enlightenment outline. However, right after this quick break, we're going to go into our interview with a representative from Food for Life Supreme BioCoffee, the coffee I was speaking about earlier, that wonderful green drink. So anyway, we will be back speaking with Kabaa, a representative from Food for Life Supreme BioCoffee. So everyone, hold tight, and remember you can call in to ask any questions or make any comments.
Feeling stomach discomfort due to caffeine? The BioCoffee allows you to enjoy coffee without negative side effects. BioCoffee enhances intestinal movement and function due to the wheatgrass it contains. Challenge yourself to make a change to living better with our 12-day challenge. Drink a cup of BioCoffee a day for 12 days and watch good health come your way.
Get your BioCoffee for yourself. Just try it for 12 days, and you buy some BioCoffee today. The supreme of all coffees, it will make you feel.
Okay, that was our little BioCoffee commercial, everybody. Let me see if Kabaa is here. Before we do this, I just want to check. Amy, did you have anything need to be said before we go into our interview?
Well, I would recommend, I know some people, because when something, I know, and I've even done this myself, when something is new being shared about a particular food that we may have never had, we tend to like, oh, I don't know about that. I've done it too. And I can say the experience I've had was when I first learned about Vegenaise, which is a vegetarian alternative to mayonnaise. I said, oh, wow, this is not, I'm not eating that. Oh, God. And And then I tried it, and the first time I tried it, I just was like, forget it. I just won't eat anything, period, because I just, was looking to be more of a vegan. And then after a while, then my taste buds changed, and then I opened up to it a little more. So I need something on my sandwich, because my sandwich is really dry right now. So I went ahead and started eating. Now it's one of my favorite spreads to put on my sandwich. So I'm saying that to say that, in speaking about the Food for Life Supreme BioCoffee, it is green, and however, it's very beneficial and very delicious, I must say. So I just wanted to share that so that when everyone starts listening in to the interview, that see the benefit in actually listening and seeing what the coffee has to offer.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you very much for that, because that is definitely true. As far as anyone is picturing green, we don't mean like it's going to be like Incredible Hulk green. However, it has a green cocoa tint. So let me see if Kabaa is there. One moment. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I am. How you doing, Yvette?
I'm doing wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
And how are you, Amy?
I'm doing excellent. How about yourself?
Doing very well. Thank you all for having me on.
Yes, sir. We are definitely delighted and in for a treat. And you are, it is live, so the floor is going to be open for any questions for you. Hopefully there'll be some questions coming in. Not sure, though. Some people like to just listen. So let us know what is it that we need to know first in regards to BioCoffee?
Well, first thing, it's the healthiest coffee in the world. This is the only alkaline coffee. And for those of us that know anything about being acidic or being alkaline, different diseases, viruses, things of that nature thrive in an acidic environment. However, they can't survive in an alkaline environment. A lot of cancer patients are encouraged to have an alkaline diet because even cancer cells can't survive in an alkaline environment. And one of the most acidic things that the body can that you can put into your body is caffeine. It's the number one cause of hyperacidity, which is the number one cause of colon cancer. However, BioCoffee is the only alkaline coffee, so it makes it to where you can have your cake and eat it too. For those that like to have coffee, you can have it. However, you can have health benefits that come along with it. The only alkaline coffee on the market, healthiest coffee in the world.
Okay. Okay, and now that you've shared the nutritional part, I know people's first reaction or first wonderment is, does it taste like coffee? Does it taste like wheatgrass? What does it taste like?
If it tasted like wheatgrass, there would be no purpose in putting it in the coffee. It would just mess up the coffee. Yes, it does taste like coffee. The whole concept behind BioCoffee is that wheatgrass is one of the most complete supplements that you can take. It has everything that the body needs to survive. So if you just had wheatgrass, your body would thrive, it would grow, it would develop the way that it's supposed to from just wheatgrass. It's one of nature's true superfoods. However, because of how strong the taste of wheatgrass is, most people can't deal with it, or at least on a consistent basis. It's just not going to happen because the taste is so strong. This is a very creative way of making sure that you can get your vegetables, however, not notice that you're taking it, so to say. It's mixed in with something that a lot of people like to drink, which is coffee, so much so that you can't taste the wheatgrass, but you will see the results, and you will see the results in a very short period of time.
Okay, I mean, I know it affects everyone differently, and I drink it faithfully when I'm asking these questions because y'all are not calling in. So, what commonly has been the first type of side effects or results people have seen?
The one of the first things that everybody will notice is the regulation of their digestive system. And that encompasses a few different things. There's a lot of people that have either acid reflux, upset stomach, or their stomach gets real tight after they eat. They have trapped gas or, things of that nature. It's going to settle that almost immediately. It starts to immediately settle the stomach and the digestive system, or put things in its proper order. It assists in digesting your food, breaking it down, and it keeps everything moving the way that it's supposed to. The next thing, it starts to immediately go to work in the colon. The wheatgrass expands in your colon and starts cleaning off the colon walls. And it stimulates the peristalsis, the natural wave-like motion that's supposed to be in the colon anyway. A lot of us, because of how we've been eating for so long and we're clogged up the colon, so to say, have what is considered a sluggish digestive system. And things don't flow as readily as they're supposed to. But what's supposed to happen naturally with the body is when you eat something, your body breaks it down, gets all the nutrients and vitamins that it needs, sends it to where it needs to go, and for the rest of it, the waves, just like the waves in the ocean, take it all the way out so you pass everything that's excess. Most of us have quite a bit left in our colon that gets stuck to the colon walls. For example, John Wayne, famous cowboy actor, when he died, he had 53 pounds of fecal matter in his colon. It looked like he had a pot belly. And a lot of people think, oh, no, that's just a beer belly, or he's just getting chubby. It's not really the stomach as much as it is the colon being stuffed that's behind the stomach, which makes the stomach stick out. So a lot of people who have problems getting rid of that stomach, getting rid of their little belly, it's really the colon that needs cleaning, not necessarily the fat that needs burning on top of the stomach. That's not really it. What BioCoffee does is it starts to get those waves going back in the ocean and causes everything to go out real smooth. It is not a laxative. However, when you do go to the restroom, you'll notice that it's much smoother and it's more frequent. Most people don't know that each meal that you should have a bowel movement. And most people, if they're going once or twice a day, they're thinking, hey, I'm good. I'm not constipated. Everything is working great with my system. I don't need any assistance. That's what they think until they really get their system in check. Then they'll start to notice not only a much smoother flow, but a more frequent flow to match up with the amount of meals that they have a day. Therefore, the body is doing exactly what it's supposed to do naturally, which is take what it needs and get rid of the rest.
Yes, sir. Will you also share how, and this is Amy, by the way.
Yes, ma'am.
Will you also share the benefit of actually having a regulated digestive tract and the importance of it?
Yes, ma'am. The body is like your garden. The body is supposed to be growing, beautiful, plentiful. Your hair, your skin, everything about it is supposed to be beautiful. Your colon is like the trash, the waste dump, the toxic waste dump that's right next door to the garden. And if you don't keep that clean on a regular basis, what's going to happen is it's going to start affecting the rest of the body. So a lot of people who take wheatgrass, or in this case BioCoffee, they'll notice that their skin starts to clear up, that their hair looks more shiny. Things of that nature will happen naturally when you treat your body the way that it's supposed to be treated. Just like your car, when you give it an oil change or when you give it a tune-up, those type of things cause the car to perform at its best because you're giving it what it needs. It's the same principle with the body. When you give the body what it really needs to do everything that it's supposed to do naturally, you'll be amazed at how the body performs. So these are some of the natural things that we have gotten away from because we eat fast food too much, or we eat processed food or chips or things of that nature, which really holds us over. We don't feel hungry, but we're not giving our body the proper nutrients, the way that it was designed to happen. If we get back closer to that original design, our body will perform wonders on its own. Why? Because that's what it was designed to do. And this is a very simple way of getting in those nutrients by drinking something that most of us like the taste of anyway, which is a coffee. Everybody drinks something warm or like is drinking on a regular basis. This is similar to drinking juiced vegetables, some of the best organic juiced vegetables that you can get, however, without that bad taste. So you have a good taste and all the positive benefits as if you were juicing vegetables, but not just any vegetables, green vegetables, wheatgrass, one of nature's superfoods.
Mhm.
Yes. So one more thing. For someone that's maybe on the, this may think, I'm already healthy. I drink, I drink ballerina tea to keep my colon clean, or I take Smooth Move or anything, any type of natural laxative. I take those on a regular basis, so my colon is clean. What would you say to someone that is thinking like that, and which would be the better alternative as far as the BioCoffee versus that?
What a laxative is a controlled poison. The stronger the laxative is, the more the strength of that particular poison. Although they are all controlled, I'm not saying that it's going to do any harm to your body. It's not a poison like you get bit by a snake. What a controlled poison does when it gets in the body, as soon as it gets in the stomach, your body recognizes, whoa, we got a poison in here. Get rid of it. So your body immediately goes into evacuation mode with that and everything that it touches because it wants to rush it out of there. That's why you have to rush to the restroom, because your body is telling you, we got to get this out of here. It's a poison. This BioCoffee, it gives your body what it needs to do what it's supposed to do. It stimulates the peristalsis, which is a natural function of the body. It gives your cells, it gives your stomach, it gives your hair, your skin, it gives everything what it needs to perform the way that it's supposed to, so that it can detox the body, get rid of everything. In other words, it's a big difference between when you take an aspirin, an Anacin, and they do something in the body to somewhat correct, or at least correct the problem that you're experiencing. Not the source of the problem, but just the end result of the problem. It's a big difference when you start treating the body the way that it's supposed to, and the body will automatically take care of whatever problems you have. Those are the type of things that we have got away from. We wait until we have a pain. We wait until we have a problem, and then do something to correct the results that we have seen, instead of doing the natural thing up front, giving the body everything that it needs so that it can naturally take care of whatever problems you have. That's the difference between taking a laxative or taking some type of medicine versus taking something that's naturally good for the body, and it causes the body to operate at its optimal pace.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Wow. Well, I have a question that a lot of the people in my community are wondering. If they're listening now, or if I reflect back to any conversations I've had with them, they have this thing, and there's truth to it as far as eating or consuming things that are live. And, once a thing reaches a temperature of over 115, then it's the live enzymes have been killed. So this is what a lot of people in the vegan, raw, or vegetarian world that recognize eating live foods, they worry about concerning the BioCoffee. Can you speak on how the process that this wheatgrass that's in BioCoffee has gone through has made it to where that's not an issue?
Yes, ma'am. One of the first things about this particular strand of wheatgrass that's different and better than the majority of wheatgrass that you will ever find is a few things. First off, this is something that is grown aeroponically, not hydroponically. A lot of us are familiar with you can grow it on top of water without the use of soil. However, this is grown aeroponically, or suspended in air, in a temperature-controlled room. Now, why go through all of that? because that way it makes it impossible for there to be any bacteria or fungus that grows on the plant or with the plant. Because the plants are sprayed instead of being on water or instead of being on soil and in a temperature-controlled room, because, again, certain funguses, plants, things of that nature can't grow in certain temperature zones. That makes sure that you're getting one of the best products that you can get, period. That's first. The next thing that happens is most wheatgrass, if you go to a juice bar or you go places to get wheatgrass shots, what they're using is the top of the plant, the grass portion of it. However, the most alkaline part of the wheatgrass is the roots. This formula of wheatgrass uses the top and the roots of the wheatgrass, therefore making it much more alkaline and much more potent than many other types of wheatgrass that you would get somewhere else. It is cultivated on the 8th day when the plant has the most nutrients in it. All plants go through a cycle. They go up, and then they go back down. They start going back down. At the height, at the point where it has the most nutrients in it, that's the day that the plants are cultivated so that you can get the most out of them. The next thing that happens, and this is a very important step in the process, it is immediately freeze-dried and grind up so that it does not start to lose any of the nutrients. The next part of the process comes in to where they package it in a package that is sealed airtight, so it does not lose any of the nutrients, again, to oxidation this time. This is why it's called BioCoffee, because it goes through a biotechnology process, meaning they take the best parts of it and they formulate it in such a manner that it can withstand high temperatures of heat. So therefore, when you add it to your hot water, you're not losing the nutrients because of the process in which it's gone in to make sure that we maintain the nutrients in this product. I do understand, and if you just get raw vegetables and cook them, that will happen, that you will lose a lot of the nutrients. With BioCoffee, that's not the case because of the biotechnology process. And again, this is a natural process, just like what you learn in biology class on the different parts of the frog, the different parts of different things. This is going into that same science and taking the best parts of the plant, combining it with one of the best coffee beans, and making sure that you get all the nutrients. And for anyone who has a question about whether what I'm saying is actually the case or it's not the case, try it. Take the 12-day challenge, and you'll see the results that show that this does produce results. This is not just a sales pitch.
Okay. Now, just in case any of this went over anyone's head, I want to go back to the idea about the roots, because a lot of people that take the shots or drink wheatgrass, they can admit that a lot of times they have to throw a lot of it away because of the molds and the bacteria. Then a lot of times you have people who share they don't want to waste it, so they try and use all of it, and then they're nauseous or their stomach hurts from also grinding up the mold and things of that nature. So when you mentioned that the roots, the whole plant basically is used, and since it's not in soil, it's not in any dirt, and it's not kept in a moist area that cannot breathe, then mold and bacteria doesn't grow. Right. So that process is canceled out. And anyone that's had it can attest to it's a lot smoother. It's a lot smoother than what they remember in taking this wheatgrass. And based on what you just shared, you cannot buy your shot of wheatgrass and then add it to coffee and think you're getting the same effect, because that's still the wheatgrass that's been grown in the ground with the fungus and what have you on it. So, just in case there was anybody out there trying to cut some corners, I wanted to express that. So, Kabaa, would you let us know or let everyone know if this show is not just in Dallas, and as you know, Amiee is in Atlanta. It's able to be listened to wherever. So can you let people know how they can find out more about BioCoffee wheatgrass?
Yes, ma'am. One of the best ways to find out more about BioCoffee is to visit our website, 12daybiocoffeechallenge.com. That's 12daybiocoffeechallenge.com. On that,
and that's 12 as in the numbers, 1, 2.
Yes, ma'am. You can spell it out, or you could put the 1, 2. Either way, it'll go to the same site.
Oh, okay. Oh, excellent. Okay. All righty. And for those that are listening that are in Dallas, you can pick up BioCoffee. You can sit down and enjoy a cup, or you can go and buy you a box to enjoy it wherever you are at Ann's Health Center and Grocer, That's 2634 South Zang Boulevard. That's in Oak Cliff out here in Dallas. So you can pick up BioCoffee from Ann's. Or if you're not anywhere near Oak Cliff, you can also receive BioCoffee by the box delivered to you by calling 214-586-0085. And, of course, I am talking to those that are in Dallas. That's 214-586-0085. All righty. Now, did you want to mention or just let them go to the website to find out the locations where they can pick up BioCoffee?
Right. We're constantly updating to give all of the locations where they can find BioCoffee, and we're going to also add the distributors, because they're distributors in different areas that have BioCoffee as well, and this is something that's growing somewhat fast. So we're constantly updating the website so that you can find the one that's closest to you. And if not on the website, then you can also order it online, and we'll make sure that it gets to you in a prompt manner.
Okay, we're getting closer to the end of the show, so I wanted to. I'm going to share a couple of questions or points for you to kind of pull all together in your answer. Is that okay?
No problem.
Okay. Speak a little bit about how it is diabetic friendly, how it's okay for diabetics, the sweetener in it. There is a sweetener in it. Would you speak a little bit about that? And a little more detail about the 12-day challenge and how they can participate in it.
Yes, ma'am. All right, well, let's start off first with diabetics. What happens with a diabetic is that the body doesn't regulate sugar well, and not just refined sugar or sugar you sprinkle on something. If you eat a potato, for example, that's a complex sugar. As soon as you eat it, the body turns it into a simple sugar. And because the body, the system of diabetics, doesn't process sugar very well, it'll automatically, a lot of times because of what they eat, people who are diabetics, it causes them to have a spike, an unhealthy spike in their blood sugar level. It's too much. It's an overload. And then they have to take their medicine to make sure that it keeps the blood sugar levels great so that they don't have any problems because of their sugar diabetes. Now, what happens with BioCoffee is that the wheatgrass absorbs the excess sugar that is produced generally when people who are sugar diabetics eat. So it keeps it in check naturally. And as a result, a lot of times they'll find that they won't have to take their medicine. Now, they should still check their blood sugar levels after they eat and take BioCoffee just to see if they need to. However, if they're taking it on a consistent basis, what's happening is you're putting the body back on track, on how it's supposed to be. Because of your now new diet, because you're sneaking these greens in through your coffee, it's causing your body to absorb the excess sugar that before you couldn't absorb without the BioCoffee. So now you don't experience that spike. Now things are taking place more naturally. And it causes the blood sugar level to stay at a safe rate instead of to where they have to now take medicine to make sure that it stays at a safe rate. So that's the diabetic-friendly idea, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. Next, oleosaccharides. Oleosaccharides is the sweetener that is used in BioCoffee. Now, most people haven't heard of the word oleosaccharide. Why? Because it's more expensive to use oleosaccharide than it is to just use a processed sugar or corn syrup or something of that nature. Oleosaccharides are what it is technically is carbohydrates with 3 to 10 simple sugars linked together. This is something that's found naturally in plants, such as chicory root, Jerusalem, artichokes, onions, leeks, garlics, legumes, asparagus, and in this case, wheatgrass. Because these different things have a high amount of oleosaccharides, biotechnology allows for us to take out the sweet part of those particular plants and put it into this product, BioCoffee, so that it has the sweet as though you added a sweetener, but because it still comes from the wheatgrass, it's something that's very good for you. It's not going to refer back to the last thing that we spoke about, the sugar diabetics. It's not going to cause you to have an unhealthy spike in your blood sugar levels. Why? Because it's a natural sweetener that comes from plants that are healthy for you in the first place. So your body can process it right. What happens a lot of time with unrefined sugars, when you put them in your body can't recognize it. Say, what is this? I've never seen this before. This is not natural. This is something that's made in a lab. It doesn't know what to do with it, so it kind of just tosses it to the side. After a while, you got sugar all over the place, and you have a sugar overload. When it's something that's natural, the body says, oh, okay, I know what this is. It breaks it down, sends a little bit here, sends a little bit there, fixes whatever needs to be fixed, and then gets rid of the rest. And that's the benefit of having an oleosaccharide instead of having a refined sugar or a processed sugar or anything of that nature, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Last idea,
okay.
The 12-day challenge. Anything that you're going to do for your body, you're going to have to do it somewhat consistently before you notice results. Why? Because you need to give your body an opportunity to absorb it and do something with it. If you were coming down with a cold and you wanted to take some vitamin C, you don't just take one vitamin C. You start to build up your immune system by giving yourself more and more vitamin C. You might take 1 a day, 2 a day, 3 a day, however many it is based off the potency of the type of vitamin C that you're taking. The principle with BioCoffee is the same. Because this is in a soluble manner, your body can absorb it very fast. It doesn't have to break it down. It actually assists in you breaking down the other things that you eat. However, when you get this regularly in your system, it starts to jumpstart your body. You'll notice that you'll have more energy, but not from caffeine, not an unnatural kick. Just as if you were giving your body a tune-up. You're giving your body some new spark plugs. It's going to rev up and be ready to go. You're going to have much more energy. Why? Because you're giving your body what it's supposed to have in the first place. During the course of these 12 days, it starts to repair the systems of the body, starting with your digestive system. It's in such a manner to where your body will start to perform better than it did before you start taking the BioCoffee. And you'll be able to witness the differences. It's a lot of things that are different for each person. However, we're very confident that within the first 12 days, you'll notice a difference. And there's 16 sachets that come in each box, so it makes 16 cups of BioCoffee every time you buy a box. So that gives you enough to do the 12-day challenge and share it with someone else. However, again, the proof is in the pudding, because instead of you having to take someone's word for it that the tea that you're drinking is doing your body good, you can actually see the benefits by what it produces and in 12 days or less.
Okay, thank you very much. And I did want to add that for anyone that is thinking about taking a 12-day challenge, or anyone that is taking a 12-day challenge, you can go to facebook.com/BioCoffee, Food for Life Supreme BioCoffee, all together, all one word, and post your experience. You could come day 1, day 3, day 5, 7, 10. Let everyone know how it's going, whether it be, great or not so great, on BioCoffee's Facebook wall. So anyway, remember, 12-day challenge. BioCoffee is not your average or your fad Organogold Ganoderma coffee. This is actually a coffee that has your health in mind, your health and wellness in mind, and it's the only alkaline coffee. Is that right, Kabaa?
The only one.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us about BioCoffee. We may have to have you revisit this subject in the near future.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, sir. Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Amy, are you there?
Yeah.
I heard you. Let me mute him. Okay, we are getting close to the end of the show. I did want to say really quick from last week that for anyone, this is going into the new school year, no matter where you are in the U.S., so for iMessenger.com, myimessenger.com, myimessenger.com. Send in your first day of school pictures, whether it be daycare, preschool, grammar school, junior high, high school, junior college, 4-year, back to school after a hiatus, GED, Job Corps. iMessenger is asking for it all. You can even send your empty nest photo. You can send in your name. It can be just your first name, the school, the city, and state, to editor at myimessenger.com. And again, that's www.myimessenger.com. Send in your first day of school pictures. Amy, did you have any announcements to share before we close with a small, well, for you all it'll be audio, but it's actually a TEDx video.
Yes, I'm here. I know for myself I enjoyed the show, and I hope I will that everyone else that has been listening on really took something that they can benefit from the show and move forward.
Yes. Likewise. Thank you. Now we're going to close with it is, I don't know if anybody watches these, but they're very inspirational. There is a YouTube channel called TEDx Talks, TEDxTalks, and it's small snippets of motivational speakers on a variety of different topics. So this one that we're going to play for you tonight is on killing them with love. So, looking forward to meeting with everybody again next week, and have a wonderful evening.
Show me a stranger, and I'll show you a friend that you haven't met yet. Because any obstacle in the way of anything is usually just one of the prices of success. And people are more than numbers. Crack a smile is really no stress. Divide my time like economics. I love to say hi and buy less. Multiply first impressions by everything you might have guessed. Prejudice takes time, but my time is business, and this just makes make a frown, make more work than to just turn it upside down. But you hate it when I'm polite, can't stand when I'm sincere, calling me all these names, wondering why I'm still just standing here. Mainly because your ignorance leads me to believe that you really just need a hug. And I've been public enemy number one ever since I learned to kill them with love. I am a psychotic serial lover. Seriously considering only complimenting our mothers because whether you like it or not, I am your brother. A teddy bear terrorist chilling with my well-mannered crew. Yeah, you a racist, but I'ma still hold the door open for you. 'Cause seriously, dude, ain't no need for the attitude, and I'm mad at you. I have bad days too. Here's my study, let's talk. I'm a great listener too. Family driving you crazy, man, I know how they do. Let me know all them kids, I can be a babysitter too. Yeah, boy, 'cause I'm nice like that. I even watch your car if you promise that you'll be right back. So relax and be cool. Ain't no point in lying to you. I am a servant that my master sees all that I do. So tell me what you need, dude. $1 here, take 2. At you. May Allah bless you, guide you, and make things easy for you. This respect thing is just what I do, and it's past tolerating. It's on the path of understanding and appreciating you. So tell me what you're gonna do when the love comes for you. Insult my heritage? We both from Adam and Eve, fool. Oh, snap. How you like that? You gave me extra change and I gave her right back. I let people pass and they want to switch lanes, 'cause if it was me, I hope they do the same. You butchered my name, but this A-OK. It happens all the time. I won't correct you anyways, and it may sound strange, but I'ma be that change. Improve every day to prove that rudeness is lame. I believe in modesty and trying to lower my gaze, and if everything is from above, if everything is the same, I ain't impressed by money, cars, clothes, or fame. I am a Muslim, so the trinkets of this world don't mean a thing. I was taught that peace is not the absence of war, but peace is a feeling that can only come from remembering your Lord. So for the sake of peace, there is no point in hating me anymore. It's a big place. We can all live together in this world. I invite you all to join me in this jihad of love and see firsthand why fundamentalism still begins with fun. And if you don't agree, I won't even judge. I just kill you all with love.
Your coffee, just buy your coffee.